Hi guys, it's me Pinky. On Monday we invaded Nos and I was kinda lucky because we baited them a bit into following me. I was opening rallies without my lord and hoped that they will attack me, but in the end Visnir did. I did not get his lord. This kinda got me thinking, could I do something better? So I started to think about it, and there are two mistakes I did. One is I could have put the few bows I had, like maybe 10k, into my shelters so my commanders would do more damage. As you know, the more lines you have, the less damage your commanders do. I guess this would have made a difference. Sadly, I didn't save the report, so I can't look into the numbers anymore. I don't think there's much missing to get this lord, and then I could have switched out Leana Waters for Latskarin, so my infantry is more tanky, does a bit more damage, it's in general a bit better. And then it got me thinking, could it be better to tank normally, because my idea is I often attack with Cav, so my preset wall formation is inf. So most people will attack me with spears, rerun to my inf, will get surprised and not kill a lot. Sadly, I don't have any counter reduction so far on my weapons, so I don't think for my main account this is a good idea, but still it got me interested into how does the counter reduction work and from when you can use your normal frontline even against counter. So I tested a bit with Pink Vader, who has 18% reduced counter from gold Mainhands. Hopefully soon a bit more. I invested all my lockstones from All Out War into the golden weapons because I don't see him get the red spear weapon soon. So it felt like going for gold ones is a good move. If you can get red weapons, I wouldn't advise you to do this. So what I did was a bit of testing against Korra in the mines. And the question is, what would work better? By the way, it's so few troops because Pink Vader didn't have a lot of cavalries. In order to keep this even, I always used the same number of troops. I only made one report with calves, which is this one. And you see my cavalry stats are not very good. In theory, if you take the enemy counters you with double damage, and if you counter him you take only half the damage, it should be for example, my cavalry health should be around 800% spear health, kinda the same, a bit less. My cavalry defense should be around 1300%, and the attack doesn't matter because even in the backline you have the same attack. It should be kinda even. For most people, of course, your second line tanking will be a lot better than Vader. Vader's here, but you see already my spear stats are better without any spear commanders, and my synergy with spears will be better. So what actually happened, I lost 200k cavalries and killed 120k infantry, so I got beaten quite badly, to be honest. If you think about, there are only 300k troops and he killed around twice as much as I did. Then we have a try with spears but without Mainhands, because what I wanted to know is the effect of counter reduction. And you see my spear stats are better than my cavalry stats, even if you take this factor 4 and would divide my stats by 4 or take them or multiply them with 4. But you can see I lost my complete army. I had a few survivors, I don't know, 50k, 40k, and I killed 80k for the enemy, so the fight was a lot worse. So next thing I tried was the same, without the synergy effect of Jamie and Drake, but with all the Mainhands. You can see the stats did go up a bit, but not that far. But still, they improved also. That has to count. And as you can see, I lost 260k, which is 50k less, and I killed 90k, which is a bit more also. So, but it's still worth than tanking with cavalries. And here comes the I think interesting part for most people, because a lot of the times it will just go into the counter of what is rallying you, and sometimes you get rallied by a single troop type, and then you would go cavalry versus infantries, and maybe that's not worth it, because as you can see here with the synergy and the 18% less counter, I lost a bit more then tanking with cavalry, I mean 240k, 40k more is still like 20% more losses, but I also killed the same like tanking with cavalry. And no, there's a factor which you also have to keep in mind. Let's say I get attacked with infantries, in this case, rallied with infantries, I tank with spears, my losses will be 20% higher, but in a like real fight I won't be 100% spears when I get attacked. So my cavalries can stand in the back line and attack the enemy infantries all the time. But if you tank with cavalries versus infantries, your cav will die away slowly. So you will do less and less damage as the fight goes on. And for example, if you would add some cavs in here, then I think his losses will go up, my losses will go down, because everything of him I kill faster, it doesn't kill my troops, and this is only like 20%. With 5 gold main hand, they can easily have 32%. The gold ones are easy to like refine, and with like 5 red ones you can have like 44, I think. And then you can, I think, pretty well tank with your like main synergy, your main front line, just buff the damage of the counter, and then, well, maybe, I don't think for me this would have worked out great, because Pinky doesn't have any counter reduction, so my cav would have died heavily. But if you have a good counter reduction, just try to buff up the counter troop in the backline, just like tank with your main synergy, your main front line, your main stats. So I hope you got a good idea how the counter is working, and well, I may look into this later when I have like more counter reduction. Like if I have 5 gold main hands with Vader and they all have the maximum counter, I think I will look into this again and will look if I can like beat my old reports and maybe like even win versus Inf with my spears. Because yeah, my spears will also get more tanky and whatnot with the time, so while my cows won't really like they won't really grow. So what's the other useful stuff I can take away from Pink Vader's reports? Like with 18% counter reduction, I have 20% less losses, and I of course kill a lot more people. So what I will do in the future, so far I was always only focusing on my red main hands, because I was thinking I don't have like endless reforging stones, so it's better to try to get them good, like get the base attack, and when I hit the maximum base attack I lock one of them, and when I get this done I move on to the next red weapon and so on. But with Vader I saw it's pretty easy and pretty cheap to get the maximum counter reduction on a gold weapon, also because you only have green, blue, gold as option and not only red. I think you can get each color on a gold weapon in like two stages, min and max gold, for example. And since it's only costing 10 stones to reforge them, I think I will try to get the maximum spear counter reduction. So I have like 12.8 less damage from spears. So let's take this here. I lost my lord, but maybe with less damage from spears I wouldn't have lost my lord. And for example, I'm using, look, Arya uses a purple 4-star weapon, which just gives me like 8% more cavalry attack. Let's be honest, who cares if you can like save your lord next time? I will try focusing from now on, get counter on the golden weapons in max. Like if I get the 3rd golden weapon first or a 3rd red weapon first, depends a bit. And then I will try to like build on the red weapons in the future, and like this I feel I will be a lot stronger than I'm now, because base and counter reduction are the 2 main stats that make a difference on your main hands. Oh, and of course thank you for watching, and I hope you liked it, and well, leave a comment or a like. Sometimes I have to ask for this too. Thank you, bye bye.